Welcome back, everybody, to Full Circle. I'm your host, Odell Harmon. You can follow me at Odell Harmon on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or you can follow the show, Full Circle, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And you can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, or YouTube, which at this point you should already know that because that's what you're listening to it on. You know, SoundCloud for our Android users, iTunes for our iPhone users, YouTube for the world. And if you can't watch or listen on those three devices, then I'm not speaking to you because you can't see or hear me.
Correct. And I'm your other host, Jared Fradette. You can find me at Toonvelo at all the places Adele said. So, we have a interesting show for you today.
It's full of hate.
It's full of hate. There's no really light way to put that. But righteous anger.
Righteous fury.
Fury.
I don't know why I said it in an Irish accent. Or was that Irish?
It's probably just more Scottish.
Scottish. Yeah.
Yeah, can you change your fate?
Yeah.
Brave.
Okay.
That was.
Oh, I still haven't watched that movie, by the way.
It's okay.
I'm not missing nothing.
Nope. But righteous fury here against a few nerd things. Nerd things?
I feel like these are universal things.
Universal things.
Universally nerd things.
Yes.
Which are still nerd. You know what? Universal. They relate to everybody. Because cool kids are just nerds in disguise.
It's true. When they beat you up, they're just wishing that they had your cape.
They really are. Hashtag cool kids are nerds in disguise.
But our first topic that we want to talk about is something that you've seen everywhere. You might not have known what these were, but you've definitely seen them. Because
everywhere.
While there's a huge supply for them, as far as I know, there's zero demand. We're talking about Funko Pop toys. If you don't know what Funko Pop toys are, they're little tiny vinyl figurines that look like they should be bobbleheads, but they aren't.
They're not. You remember Beanie Babies in the late 90s, 1998, 1999, before the turn of the millennia? They sold them at Hallmark and other various stores. They're little babies about yay big, about 2 to 3 inches tall for those not watching. They came in an assortment of colors, like brown and rainbow, and everything between brown and rainbow.
There's a spectrum of colors.
And for some reason, everybody believed they were going to be worth a lot of money. Literally, in New York City, they were flying off the shelves. People were fighting each other to get Beanie Babies because we all knew it's $279 now, but in the future, it's going to be millions of dollars. And guess what? They worth absolutely nothing. Like a woman had like a collection of like thousands upon thousands of Beanie Babies, got like maybe $100.
But Odell, the Princess Diana bear, the Princess Di bear.
Oh. Too soon.
Too soon.
Wait, when did she die?
Like back in the 90s.
Oh.
Or,
did it?
Yeah.
Oh, when the paparazzi was chasing her?
Yeah. Oh no. That was unrelated. They just all stood there and photographed her instead of helping.
Oh.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Princess Diana.
Congratulations to her children who are just now getting married and having children of their own.
Aw.
But Beanie Babies.
They were worthless.
They were worthless. And
Funko Pops, I'm sorry to tell you people, you know, that Avenger set, worthless. The Kim Possible one, worthless. The cartoon movies you love, the Disney ones, the obscure ones, like a Funko Pop of a Funko Pop. It's a Funko Pop male and a Funko Pop female with no characteristics. It's just a blank white doll.
Ugh, that's just lazy. It's like feel your own adventure, but it's really just a blank notebook, and I'm not writing anything in it.
And you pay like $10 for it.
You pay $10, but it's bound, but it's in a nice, pretty case.
It is. So, and they really try to capitalize, make money on geek culture because there's not Funko Pops of like the presidents. Oh shit, there might be.
Are there?
If there's a Barack Obama Funko Pop, I can see that.
I'm fairly certain there's a Prince Funko Pop. He was a real person.
Yeah, he was. The artist formerly known as Prince, at least.
The Funko Pop formerly known as the artist formerly known as
Yeah,
Prince.
there you go. You knew where I was going with that. But so example, there's a Marvel Funko Pop, a Funko Pop for every Marvel character, every DC character, every cartoon character that's at least currently popular. every obscure. That's my thing. They get really obscure with them. They really dive into the culture. Like, for example, there's Dragon Ball Z Funko Pops, and there's one of Future Trunks and Future Trunks from Dragon Ball Super. And the only difference is his shade of hair, because his shade of hair is a different blue.
Yeah, because it's a brighter tomorrow.
Oh. Or a darker future.
Uncovering gems here.
Yeah.
But since you're talking about the color and the design of it, I'm going to be frank here. They're just ugly. I would never want this figurine. It's not interesting stylistically to me.
You don't like big-headed, bug-eyed things?
I don't like their dead little fish eyes looking at me. Or worse, some of the ones like Donkey or Mrs. Potts from the new live-action CGI Beauty and the Beast.
Or the Dory one, which is dead fish eyes on top of dead fish eyes.
and these actually break the classic design too. So like they don't even look like a cool Funko Pop. They just look like horrifying figurines.
Yeah. You can Google them, or if you're watching, you can see them on the screen. I apologize for any nightmare-inducing fuel you're currently looking at, but that's what they are.
Sleep well, children.
Oh, that was creepy. That's what Funko Pops are made of, nightmares.
So, as we're talking about how there's just a huge supply of these, but no demand. What is the target audience? Like,
it's obviously geek culture, because you're only going to find them in the comic book shops and because they sell them at GameStop and other places that mainly sell games.
Well, yeah, but so much of.
But no one's really buying them. I get it. But they keep making them,
right? Like they're not even affiliated in a lot of ways with a lot of current cartoons, and which kind of brings us to our next topic here of how cartoons are being wronged. So, a little back history. We're going to talk specifically here about Cartoon Network.
The biggest offender of this.
The biggest offender. Because Nickelodeon is just a complete loss. It's the SpongeBob SquarePants network.
Or are you between the ages of 12 and 15? If you are, you may love these shows. And keyword may.
May. But so a little Cartoon Network history. Previously to 2014, the president/general manager was Stu Snyder. And you might know him for such dishonorable things as making the wise decision to make Cartoon Network air live-action shows.
Because what makes more sense on a Cartoon Network than live-action shows? Quite nothing, actually. That's like the biggest oxymoron of all time. You want to know how you can be more creative with cartoons? Get real. Not real as in edgy or gritty, like literal real people. And not real people mixed with cartoons like Space Jam or, Roger Rabbit. Those fun things and great shows.
Those are great.
Get real as in a grown-ass, retired, 30, 40-year-old lead singer of a rock group get, random kids to build. Or
I was not sure of the entire plot of the entire shows.
Yeah,
they were confusing.
They were like kids blowing stuff up, competing. They didn't even win things.
I thought it was more like Mythbusters. Can I destroy this pumpkin with a guitar? Turns out I can. Wasn't that?
I think we literally just mixed every live action show together. I don't think. What's his name? Andrew, the guy who screams a lot.
I do not remember his name. Jack Black?
No,
he does karate.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah.
The guy who... It doesn't matter.
I picture him in my mind. I can't think of his name. But it doesn't matter because he had no place being on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
But apparently, so he thought live action should be on Cartoon Network. Do you know what he thought shouldn't be on Cartoon Network? Anime. That's right, he's the one who got rid of Toonami. For some reasons. It just...
let's watch Code Lyoko. It's like anime, except sad, and made by the French. Not okay.
The two are not related. We are not saying the two are related.
I'm not saying it was bad because it was made by the French. It just happened to be French instead of Japanese. Like, in my mind, he had to...
Odell pulling out his deep, deep thoughts here.
No, I mean, the French have made great cartoons such as...
Madeline? I don't know many French cartoons. I'm not even sure that is.
It's not Madeline?
French.
Is it Madeline?
Oh wait, I'm thinking of the restaurant. La Madeline.
I'm thinking of Madeline, the girl in the yellow dress.
No, that's who I'm trying to speak of.
Okay.
But yes. Right, she's the 13th girl and like the two like lines of
Yeah.
6. Yes.
French make great shows.
Anyway, so after his roaring unsuccess, they've appointed Christina Miller in charge of Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, and Boomerang. So
She has the trifecta in the palm of her hands, quite literally.
yes, and so she's decided to take this network, all three network, in the direction of nothing matters, because she sees the future of television as apps, and I just don't agree with her at all. If you ever try to use the Cartoon Network app, it's not even an app. You log in, it goes, hey, we're going to create a TV schedule for you. And you go, no, I just want to watch the new Steven Bomb, which is all 6 episodes released right now before people spoil it for me.
Yeah.
It goes, hey, if you like Steven Universe, here's 3 episodes of We Bare Bears. And I'm like, no. And you have to really wrangle and wrestle with this thing.
Yeah, and if you watch Cartoon Network, and honestly, any show on cable TV nowadays, they're like, hey, you know it'd be cool because people like binge watching Netflix. Instead of waiting every week, how about we just put all the episodes on our app, make you download the app so we can get revenue, possibly make you create an account and pay if you don't already have it with your cable provider, and then watch all of them that way. But on our app, which, here's the fun part, doesn't have a TV app to go with a smart TV. You can't get it on the game console, so you quite literally have to watch it on your phone. I can't even stream it on my TV. Unless I have a Chromecast. The point is, if I want to stream on TV, I have to go through these extra stops.
No, even with a Chromecast, when I try to do it, it gets really upset moving from episode to episode. It, again, tries to interject other episodes. I was like, it doesn't let me build like YouTube does. Like, I can't build an auto playlist of episodes I want to watch.
And now you're probably thinking, whoa, Odell and Jared, you were complaining about cartoons not being there, and she brought them back, so what are you complaining about now? Because she only got it about half right.
Yes.
She brought cartoons back.
All Teen Titan Go's of them. She brought back all Teen Titan Go's of all the Teen Titan Go episodes.
And you probably don't even have to watch Cartoon Network or watch cartoons to know what Teen Titans Go is, because it has creeped into every corner of media, because all they do is air it. And remember we told you there's 2 other networks that they own. Well, one other network and Adult Swim, which comes on Cartoon Network. So 3 other entities, essentially. But Boomerang is Cartoon Network's old...
retro.
Yeah, there we go. Retro network, where they show things like Dexter's Laboratory, Jetsons, the Flintstones.
All the Looney Tunes.
All the Looney Tunes, all the Tom and Jerry's. So they still show all the Looney Tunes, they still show all the Tom and Jerry's, and now they show Teen Titans Go. Along with shows that used to be on Cartoon Network a month ago.
Because that's completely retro.
And so you're thinking, dang, I just wanted to watch, the Jetsons and Dexter and Looney Tunes and all the things that Boomerang is supposed to show. You can, if you download the Boomerang app. The Boomerang app. Yes, there's a Cartoon Network app and a Boomerang app. And they both show about 50% of the same shows at this point.
It's like, why am I downloading this if I don't get anything really more exclusive?
You do get things exclusive. You get what the network should be showing and did show, but doesn't want to anymore.
I mean, but that's not particularly exclusive. It's not worth the space on my phone. It doesn't provide me a unique viewing experience. It only provides me buying access, which I would happily pay for on your website.
If you let me.
If you let me.
But you don't.
But you don't.
And I know what you're thinking. Well, we need more shows that will fix the problem.
Aha.
Oh, here's the caveat. We do have more shows. You know, everyone loves Adventure Time, regular show, Steven Universe, hell, We Bare Bears.
Right? It's cute.
Yeah. And a plethora of literally other shows.
So let's see what's on right now. Let's open up the schedule for the past month. Oh, look. It's Gumball, Teen Titans, Gumball, Teen Titans, Gumball, Teen Titans.
And yes, The Amazing World of Gumball is a great show. No, it's a good show. The other shows I listed they don't show are great, which makes me think, are they punishing them for being great? If you look, there's a graphic we have here. You may not be able to read it, but everything in yellow is Teen Titans Go. And for those listening,
it's
no joke,
yellow.
It's 80% yellow. I mean, literally 80% yellow. Of Teen Titans Go episodes. Of new episodes, which are just clip shows of old episodes.
Like airing today, it's a clip show of the top 10 love songs on Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go has aired at least 10 love song episodes.
And this wouldn't be a problem if the competitors wasn't continuing this method. So Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, they've also become just former shells of what they used to be. They will spam one.
No, I was gonna say I'll disagree with you on this. Disney XD is at least keeping it sort of mixed and sort of fresh. Like, I can go to Disney XD and they're showing new episodes of Star, the new DuckTales, old episodes of Gravity Falls, old episodes of Phineas and Ferb. There's some live.
But that's Disney. That's a premium channel, for like extended cable. Most people just have regular Disney.
I suppose that's fair. That's fair.
Like, Nicktoon shows, you guessed it, nothing but Nickelodeon cartoons. But it's still, that's a premium channel like HBO. Which, you're not going to complain about HBO because it does what it's intended to do.
Fair enough.
Whereas, regular Nick and Disney, Nickelodeon, they don't spam Teen Titans Go, they spam SpongeBob. And when they're not spamming SpongeBob, they're spamming Loud House. And when they're not spamming that, it's just teeny bopper shows. Which they started copying from Disney because Disney used to have a whole bunch of original content. The Disney Channel original movies. And then now we just have teeny bopper shows. We have The Good Luck Charlies. Which is not about a talking baby, which Jared initially thought.
Why is it called that? She's not the main character.
She's just a baby.
But is she doing things that require luck in life?
She's living with her family.
I guess that requires a lot of luck.
Yes. Have you not seen The Family?
No, actually I haven't.
Oh, okay. I mean, they're generic,
Generic sitcom family?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess there's the bumbling dad, the overburdened wife, the teenage daughter who just has so much social things going on in her life, and the son who's kind of a nerd and doesn't fit in.
Yeah, and the minority friend.
Da 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 da.
And if that wasn't enough, the holy grail of all cartoons has been destroyed. I'm talking about Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh.
Ask yourself, when's the last time you actually watched a Saturday morning cartoon? A cartoon that specifically was created for Saturday mornings comes on exclusively more or less on Saturday mornings. And, the only reason God wakes you up in the morning on Saturday.
Right. It's not so much an issue as we're talking about with these cable channels, but I miss getting them on basic TV. Like, as a kid, we didn't have cable. And so my one joy in life was waking up really early on Saturday mornings, the only reason I'd ever wake up early and watch these shows. But now, it's just, Dr. Zoo and the Animal Crew saving kangaroos out in Antarctica or something.
So I used to wake up to watch Kids WB. And I would have, Pokemon, the Adventures of Batman and Robin, Static Shock.
Ooh.
And, I would have Fox Kids, which I would have to fight my attention for. They would have Kirby, Sonic Advance, or Sonic Adventure. They had Sonic.
Sonic Forces?
Who knows at this point? Digimon. And it was just a plethora of original good content that was, it even had a different feel than what would come on during the weekdays. These were like specialty shows almost.
Right.
But now we have Cooking with Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be baking?
Oh.
Yes.
There we go.
And it's just, it's so disappointing. And so back to bashing on Cartoon Network, because that's basically what we're doing. It's if you watch the schedule again, not only is it just smattered with Teen Titans Go, it's not even consistent Teen Titans Go. If we play them back to back, you see the schedule is moving around. And that's not just only death for the few shows that they do air, because, Adventure Time, despite the fact that it is ending this year, and they've finished production of it, when's it airing? No one knows.
Yeah, I'll tell you when it's airing. The last couple of new episodes came on Sunday at 1 p.m., Saturday at 2:15. I kid you not, 2:15.
Peak primetime hours.
And zero advertisement for this. If I didn't have a DVR, I would just simply miss them.
And you would have missed it forever because they're not going to play any reruns of it.
Yes, you remember that great show, regular show, the oh, yeah, the 20-something-year-olds, Rigby and Mordecai, a bluebird, and a raccoon. He was a raccoon. Yeah. And they literally showed the finale, one of their most viewed finales of any show they've ever aired. Actually, I don't know if that's true, it just sounded nice.
Yeah, it does. And then poof, sync.
Yeah, they literally showed zero reruns since then. Just the show is dead to them. Completely. And you're probably thinking the show's over. Do they need to? Well, I see Teen Titans Go about 80 times a day. I'm pretty sure they even show some of the same episodes twice in the same day.
Probably. You know, to catch the people waking up at 9 a.m. and then the people waking up at 10 a.m. and then the people waking up at 11.
And then there's Steven Universe, which is following the same format of randomly coming on at random times. Now it's a theme of every Monday, but sometimes it's on a Thursday. And it's just been... It's literally like the better the show, the better the cult following, the worse they treat it.
And not just treating it badly, completely mismanaging it. The past week of recording here in Latin America on the Cartoon Network YouTube channel, they were doing a behind the scenes for Cartoon Network, and they spliced in footage from the season finale of Steven Universe. Just like spoiled the whole thing.
The season or like the entire series?
The end of the current season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so could you imagine sitting there watching, Rebecca Sugar draw and like, oh yeah, this is my initial sketch for Aquamarine, and then it just shows whatever. I have not tried to see it. I don't want to try and do that to myself, and I'm sorry for everybody who saw that. But again, right, we're not blaming the writers of the shows themselves, any of the producers for the shows themselves, but the mismanagement from the top down. Like, you just thought, hey, this episode hasn't aired yet, let's use footage from it.
Yeah.
And this is completely different than leaks we've seen in the past, like, the leak of Korra on Nickelodeon. This was just blatantly, they don't care. Let's just add that. Let's just add this.
Just disrespect, really.
Right? And overall, I'd say this is most concerning because it's not just the death of, screwing with schedules and screwing with promotions and not advertising for it at all that kills, it's not just killing an episode, killing a show, it's killing a network. I don't want to, just like a podcast, just like a YouTube channel, I don't really feel like subscribing to you or even watching any of your stuff if I don't know when or what you're producing.
At all. And the things that we do like produced, we want to see them, and when they're mishandled, misused, there's really not a reason to come back.
It's hardening, and it hurts our inner child. Oh, but speaking of our inner child, we have a new show on Cartoon Network, relatively new.
It is called Craig of the Creek, who follows, you guessed it, Craig, who lives by a creek in a wooded area behind their houses. Him and the neighborhood kids go out there and they have adventures. Like, real fun adventures. Those type of adventures you wish, like, damn, I really sucked as a kid.
Right? Like, I did not live up to my full childhood potential, but this kid, he's going places.
I really implore anybody listening or watching to actually watch it, because it's a great show, and we've already discussed what happens to great shows on Cartoon Network. They go the way of the dodo pretty soon.
So watch it while you got it. So specifically, the thing that I really love about this, as Odell has said, it's great. But what stands out to me is how they handle adults in this. So the adults' relationships with the kids and vice versa. The adults are patient and inquisitive about what's happening in their child's lives, and the children themselves know that they can go to the adults if they have a real problem. So
yeah, think in the vein of Hey Arnold, where that cartoon wasn't the kids versus adults, like they're just trying to rain down on us. I mean, there was the occasional episode like that, but the main theme was more grounded in reality, or in a way we hope reality to be, between the interaction between kids and adults. There's understanding, there's listening, there's growth. Where Craig the Creek isn't that real in the subject matter, it definitely has those elements and themes. One of my favorite episodes featuring Craig got into advanced math. And he had to complete his homework before he can go to the creek, where they was having a water war with water balloons and water guns and buckets, etc. But he didn't make it on time because he was struggling with his advanced mathematics. And his parents were having a family dinner that night, which was also interfering with his quote-unquote main plot of trying to get to the creek while the antics were ensuing. Mm-hmm. And even though his parents saw his, eagerness to get it, they still saw he was struggling at home, and they were seeking to find out. There was laughs along the way, but there was understanding and growth throughout the episode on both parties.
Oh yeah.
Plus, it was funny.
There's always laughs, and that's great to deal with. And I think this is very important that they show this, because you really can't get away, if you're a parent, not watching your kids' cartoons with them. I just don't think you can do that, because if you've had like a little kid and they want you to show you something, I know as a little kid I probably showed my parents my favorite video like 10,000 times, at least once a day. So I think it's very important that parents pay attention to the message while they're watching this video.
Yeah, and we're all at that age now where some of y'all are parents, you know, and you can't let it go when you have to watch Frozen.
Nope.
I made it funny.
Yeah.
And, man, we're old. So, oh God, like, people have, like, kids, like, 6-7-year-old kids.
It's true.
Or,
Yeah.
like, 10-year-olds.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. No, I was just yesterday. I was talking to one of my cousins, and their child that was born when I was in school is now about to go off to college, and I'm like, oh, I remember when you didn't even exist. You did not exist on the plane of reality at all.
Oh.
But this should cheer you up. This should cheer you up. Okay, we're like, you know, so we're like 25. Okay, we're not. We're older, but we're approximately 25. Okay, so everything you've known up to this point, all of existence, you know, my earliest memory dates back to when I'm at 2 and...
Two?
Yeah.
2?
2.
Alright, you got me beat. I say 4 is when I can have memories.
Well, I was very...
Special child.
Special child. And we're at a zoo, and the train got derailed, and I thought I could conduct all the adults to help realign the train.
At 2?
At 2.
2.
I didn't... Yes.
You were cognitive to know you were on a train and it needed to be realigned back on the tracks.
Yeah. The wheels just go on the tracks.
The genetics and biology double major, people.
I mean, granted, I didn't have the cognitive ability to necessarily coordinate that. I definitely did not have the vocabulary to explain this. You know, again, right, Craig the Creek, he kind of meanders about saying what his real problem is, but the parents are patient and wait for him to get to it, because children don't always have the ability to say verbatim what they mean. I don't think a lot of children know the word frustration, right? Like...
You were 2. Most children don't know words at all.
Yes, they do, don't they?
I hit 2.
Oh, well... So that's who I was as a child. Anywho, so all of existence that you know, right? All 25 years, every struggle you've been through, every hardship, that's not even half your life. You're going to go through that 3 more times, because I plan to live to 100.
Oh, that'd be cool. 100 is a good age to live to.
Right? But everything in existence, times 3.
Times 3. Or, if you don't have the time to live through 100 and you're just lazy, you can play games that let you live your life. Simply.
My favorite games. Yes.
Jared loves playing farming games.
Yeah. No, you can achieve things you can never do in real life.
Like grow crops? And grow crops?
No. Like own a house and get married and be debt free.
And grow crops.
There's more to it than growing crops.
I mean, you can do all those other things. That's the point why I don't really like it. It's just stuff you do in real life. For example, today I had to wake up, get a haircut, which I failed to do, go to dry cleaners, which I failed to do, and before I incriminate myself further, just many things that I failed to do. So to make up for my failures, what am I going to do? Play a game where I wake up, tend to the fields, go do my dry cleaning, feed animals?
It gives you a sense of accomplishment. And it's soothing. You just kind of keep doing repetitive things over and over again, and you can put things in direct chronological order. Oh God, do I have autism? I don't. I definitely don't. Anywho.
I mean, you could.
I don't think I do.
Have you ever been tested?
Not for autism.
Oh, you know what? We can stop there.
I don't have autism. No, but it's not just doing crops. Like it's a whole depending on the game, right? So okay, so Stardew Valley, right? So I'll say Stardew Valley.
Right, in case you don't know, Stardew Valley is a recent indie hit where you guessed it, you get a farm.
Yes.
You grow crops, you interact with people in town, get a husband or wife, depending on what you're into.
It's true. They're a very open game.
Yeah, and you live life.
Yeah, but okay, so specifically, Harvest Moon I think kind of stems in general from... I said Harvest Moon. Stardew Valley stems from Harvest Moon games, where it's always been, right, you get a farm, usually from your grandfather, and you try and fix it up. But you aren't just trying to fix up your farm to get money, like Farmville on Facebook to just click and spurn more money to bug your friends. You're fixing the farm, and you're fixing the town. Because they're broken...
Well, all farming games, you're fixing the town?
I mean, yes, but aren't all first-person shooters or any shooting game just you fighting the enemy?
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah, so, I mean, these have a lot of heart to them. Like, they have heart, Odell. They've got heart.
They are popular for a reason, and I can see the appeal of feeling progress by repeating remedial tasks in a game. There's a certain charm to them. Oh, like Stardew Valley creators' new game,
Witchbrook,
where you make charms. It's like you be witches and things, and it'll be like what everyone thought Pottermore was, but like an actual game and fun.
Pottermore was depressing, and yeah, because I really thought it was going to be like a game, but this should be much more interesting, I think.
Yeah, I personally don't like them because, I mean, I get it. They're games to me are supposed to be about things I can't do in real life. And there are games where you don't have magical powers, but there's still scenarios and situations that are magical in essence, I suppose.
They have little magical creatures in Stardew Valley.
Like what?
Okay, so they're not called harvest sprites, but they're like little harvest spirits. They like you befriend them, you give them favors, tokens, and they help you back by either like milking your animals or watering your crops. They bring the town together.
You know, if I befriended a little magical animal and he was just like, I'll water your crops, I'd be like, why are you magic? What are you using your magic for?
They're magic like in the way that fairies are magic. Like they are the physical embodiment of, they're magic incarnate.
But I mean, a fairy can still endue me with magical abilities.
Yeah, or they could kidnap you to be their pet human slave.
Or that.
Fairies, the fair folk whom we dare not speak of are tricky and ingenious people.
They're evil people. Fairies are classically evil. Classical evil. Classically evil. Is that right?
Yes.
Alright. There we go. They're classically evil.
They're whimsical people.
Whimsical.
I mean, I think dogs think of us like fairies.
Why?
I mean, we take their young when they're little. If they ever return to the wild, they're changed. We can control the environment. We can feed them, and if we feed them, they then belong to us.
I feel like they'll make us like God to them.
We live an eternally long time compared to them.
Oh.
Yes. So just food for thought.
Because we're talking about farming.
Because we're talking about farming.
Well, everybody, you stuck it around this long. Stuck it around? You stuck around. Apparently, I'm not good with idioms.
Colloquial metaphors?
Colloquial metaphors. I am great with those. But you stuck around for another great episode of Full Circle. As always, I'm Odell Harmon Jr., which you can find me at my Twitter, everything else.
And I'm Jared Fradette, and you can find me at Toonvelo at all the same places.
So, we'll be back next Wednesday. You can hear us talk about more things we like or hate. Possibly not. We want to keep the hate to a minimum.
We're a positive bunch.
Yeah. And as always, I don't know, stay classy, New York. We're not in New York. We're in Texas.
We completely are.
All right. Until next time, everybody.